What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, obviously, we have to talk about a little bit of bad news, I guess, depending on how you view it. But no, Hogwarts Legacy, obviously not at today's state of play. I honestly, and this could be just the most controversial thing in the world, I actually thought the state of play was actually fine. I think people probably just wanted certain things that are maybe giving it bad scores. You have the right to your opinion 100%. It's just that I think for what they said this state of play was going to be, I actually think that's exactly what we got. A big emphasis on Japanese studios, Japanese games in general, and then a couple TMNT, Returnal co-op, that kind of stuff. Now, here's what I want to say about Hogwarts Legacy. Don't panic, right? That's kind of the headline, and I try to kind of be that figurehead for a lot of people, because if you believe in what we have heard so far, and you have the right to say you don't. I completely respect that, right? If you don't want to believe Account NGT, if you don't want to believe any of these people, completely fine. But to blame people, like specifically, I would maybe say Account NGT, I think is rather silly. He never said it was specifically going to be at this event. There is one person that we can start to blame for doing this, and we'll go through a little bit more of the breaking it down. Roberto Serrano, he's the one who specifically said two things. Number one, March 10th, and number two, Hogwarts Legacy would get a state of play. Now, English is not his primary language, and I only say that in terms of it sometimes gets mistranslated what he means. I did think he meant that Hogwarts Legacy was going to be in a state of play much like this, the one that we got. Now, we have heard from other people inside the industry that it's very possible that Sony was asked to push this state of play a couple days, if not a couple weeks, by many Western developers, non-Japanese developers, okay? And that they pretty much didn't do that, right? And they actually did a day earlier than what was reported. And so what am I saying? I'm saying, well, if you want to firstly say that you don't trust anybody specifically, I would say specifically Roberto Serrano is a good choice. But number two, to kind of back the guy up just a smidge, it is, in my opinion, possible that Hogwarts maybe was supposed, because at the end of the day, with the Russia-Ukraine stuff, and yes, while I don't think that stuff should impact game trailers and delaying conferences, it is. While I don't agree with it, it is the way that it is. That's a statement I've made a couple times before in the past couple weeks. Maybe controversial, maybe not. But I guess what I'm saying is I think there was a world out there, a multiverse, if you will, of something like this happening that would have been a little bit more 50-50. It would have had more Western things. It would have had more Japanese things. And I think that's probably the goal of what this event was supposed to be. Now, to me, that means two different things, right? Because number one, we've heard from everybody, March, for Hogwarts Legacy. So March is not over, and everybody's kind of going to, well, would they really do another state of play? Well, again, the rumor is they were going to do a state of play, and then there was going to be a big PlayStation showcase or big PlayStation event a couple weeks later. Now, the rumor with that is maybe it's been moved a couple weeks, maybe it hasn't, but the rumor seems to be a little solidified as the last week in March or the first week in April. That's kind of what I've seen specifically online. You guys can let me know if you've seen differently. So I think the general structure still exists. This was for a specific thing, a specific reason for why they did this, and Japanese aspect could definitely be one of them. And then a couple weeks later, they do a gigantic event, much like the three they've already done, right? Announcing Hogwarts, announcing God of War, announcing Spider-Man 2, announcing Horizon back in the day, the PS5, Ratchet and Clank. Each of those three events, that's what this next one would be, a gigantic PlayStation show. I've called it showcase. They did call one of them PlayStation Experience, so it could be either or, but it would be a big event. Whereas this one is more niche. It's more like direct in terms of not to copy Nintendo, right? But to be, a little bit more specific in what they're talking about. So, I'm all for, if you want to blame people, that's totally cool. I'm not going to stop you from, thinking your own mind. You do you. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to get too mad about it. I really am not. I didn't go into this fully expecting to see Hogwarts Legacy, so the fact that we didn't see Hogwarts, my heart's not broken. I'm not depressed. Today was a good day for Gotham Knights, so maybe that helps. But, I feel good about it, and I feel that we're getting very close. Really, if you want to take specifically the Gotham Knights story, right, that should prove to you that it doesn't take much. Why in God's name Gotham Knights released or announced on Twitter the release date with a picture and nothing else should be one of the most mysterious things I've ever seen in the game. You know what I mean? Like, they randomly, on a Wednesday morning, just drop, hey guys, release date's October 25th, have a good one. We're not going to show you a new trailer. We're not going to have a press release. We're not going to have an interview. We literally just sent a tweet. So if that doesn't scream that really there are no rules here, then I don't know what will. You know what I mean? So like Hogwarts, I'm not saying this will happen because we have heard consistently we will get specifically a trailer for Hogwarts Legacy, and I do think that'll happen. But the gist of like there are no rules here, yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying tomorrow, but maybe we could do it as a joke. Tomorrow Hogwarts Legacy just tweets, hey, September 15th, that's the release. You know what I mean? Something like that. So I'm not going to get too beat up about it. I'm going to wait till the big PlayStation show, and if it's not there, and it's not in March at all, okay, I guess two things. If the PlayStation Showcase is like the first week in April, I'm willing to give the insiders, okay, like benefit of the doubt that the PlayStation Showcase was supposed to be in March. And so if Hogwarts Legacy is in that showcase, they're still right. I'm willing to go there because of outside factors. So if March goes and there is no PlayStation Showcase and there's not even a showcase announcement, and there's no Hogwarts Legacy, then they're in deep trouble. Then account NGT gets put on blast. Roberto Serrano has always been, you know, on very, very thin ice. So I'm not going to stop you. But by the way, just so we're all kind of clear, I'm talking about like saying, hey, you were wrong. I'm not saying to do that. I'm saying like that's as far as it should go. There should never be any threats, attacks, anything like that. So that kind of stuff's garbage. I don't condone that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Bell icon turn on. If I see anything, I will talk about it. Obviously, we have a couple weeks to go until maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't happen. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.